Hello, everyone. My name is Rob Wu, CEO of CauseVox, and you are here today with myself and Jenna Notar Francesco. But before we get started on the webinar, you're here for Design for an Engagement Explore, CauseVox's new site editor. So super excited to showcase and give you all a preview of some of the new stuff that we've had launched that is launching on CauseVox, especially related to branding. So super excited about that. In terms of housekeeping, this session is being recorded, so you will get a copy of this within the next 24 hours. Sometimes it takes 48, but we typically try to turn it around really quickly, depending on how fast we can upload it to the web, as well as how fast we can get the email sent out. So it will be recorded. Slides will also be provided. And also, if you do have any questions along the way, feel free to chat us in using the Zoom chat icon. It should be at the bottom bar of your Zoom interface, or you can use the Q&A function as well. So either way, we'd love to make this interactive. So in terms of kind of as we wait for a few other folks to kind of trickle in, if you want to use the chat function, the question of the day is, what time zone are you calling in from? So if you want to let us know whether it's Eastern Time, Central, Mountain, Pacific, or somewhere further, we'd love to let us know. And we want to figure out who is coming in from the furthest time zone today. All right. So we'll get back to it real quickly as we wait for folks to chat us in. All right, let's get started since we're at the top of our time over here. So welcome to our webinar, Design for Engagement, CauseVox's new site editor. Our speakers today are myself, Rob Wu, CEO and founder of CauseVox. Also, you're on with Jenna Notar Francesco of CauseVox as well. She's going to be on in a few minutes. And before we get started on our topic, I just want to talk about kind of why we're talking. So CauseVox, what we do is we're a digital fundraising platform for nonprofits. We help you modernize your fundraising by putting in the best practices of what donors really prefer when it comes to giving. So what this really means is that you can run high-performing, high donor experience donation pages through CauseVox. You can plug in mobile wallets like Apple Pay, PayPal, or Venmo through your donation forms, and you can take the latest and greatest different donation types, including pledge donations, where it helps automate donors when it comes to giving. We also provide hands-on support, so you can do this very easily throughout the year. And we also provide a lot of free fundraising education like our session today. With CauseVox, you can unlock modern fundraising. So a lot of fundraising tools that we see out there, and what serves as an inspiration behind CauseVox 13, 14 years ago when Help started, is that a lot of tools are really clunky for fundraisers. So it's really hard for folks to use. It's really difficult for donors to go through their donation process. So for us, we were inspired to create something that's easy for nonprofits, easy for donors, to help increase the charitable giving that happens every single year. What it looks like with our platform is super simple donation pages that you can fully brand yourself and customize. What it looks like is peer-to-peer fundraising integrated through the essence of our platform, so you can drive more donations to your organization. And what this also means is a lot of automation involved, so you can help reduce the amount of time that you have to spend doing fundraising, as well as the amount of time that your donors have to think about making gifts to your organization. If you're looking for more info, feel free to check us out at causevox.com. We do have a cool schedule a demo link. It's self-service. You can watch a few minute demo, or you can schedule a one-on-one time with one of our team members over here at CauseVox. All right, so today we have a 40-minute session. It might be a little shorter, not really sure. This is the first time running the session. So we want to do a few things. Is we want to talk about why branding matters. We want to do we want to talk about the branding disconnect that we see today that makes it really difficult for nonprofits to really capture and leverage the power of branding and storytelling. And we want to showcase the new CauseVox design editor that's meant to solve some of these problems. All right. So let's talk about branding. Now, branding is a huge topic today, and we always hear about big, great brands like Nike, Starbucks, even Amazon is a big, big brand. Everybody knows what they do. So a few quotes on what is branding. So this is from Jeff Bezos, probably the richest guy in the world. He says, your brand is about what other people say about you when you're not in the room. So in essence, it's about what people remember about you and your organization. Howard Schultz, former CEO of Starbucks, says branding is about how customers must recognize that you must stand for something. So it's how you differentiate yourself from other folks. Anna Roddick, the founder of Body Shop, says a brand is something that has a clear-cut identity among customers, which a company or a nonprofit creates by sending out a clear, consistent message over a period of years. So it's really about consistency, the same message that folks remember who you are. Now, a more long-winded answer for our nonprofits, kind of the work that we do, is that a compelling brand is crucial for nonprofits. So what it does is that it acts as a beacon. It's to help draw supporters, volunteers, and donors to their cause. And it serves as the foundation for long-lasting relationships that can be built, enduring sustainable fundraising and impactful change. Too long didn't read. To me, what branding is for nonprofits is what makes you different as an organization. When a donor sees an appeal, gets it in their email inbox, or visits your website or social media, how is it really different? How does it really stand out compared to all the other appeals, all the other sales emails and marketing that they get? Is what makes you different, and in terms of who you are, how you look and feel, as well as the approach and the work you do for social impact. Now, branding is something that we all know is really important. Branding is how folks remember you. Is how people is kind of the feeling that you give to donors as they step away. But why is branding really important? And one of the interesting things is that recently we ran the CauseVox's Giving Study 2023. And we found that 75% of donors are more likely to donate through a branded donation page. What this means is that organizations that do have great, compelling branded donation pages, meaning that they have a great logo, great colors, consistent experience between their donation form, their donation page, and their website and their social media, for example, tend to drive a lot more donors to the cause. Donors want to have this consistent experience. It builds trust, as well as it provides an easy way for donors to recognize that they're donating to the brand message. 70% of donors are more likely to donate when there's a personal connection. I think this is interesting because 75% of donors are more likely to donate when it's branded, but only 70% of donors are more likely to donate when there's a personal connection. I think there's a common belief as fundraisers that we believe that the biggest thing for us to drive donations is the relationship, because that's the biggest thing that we as fundraisers can really control. It's hard for us to control marketing. It's harder for us to control the look and color and the visual design of our donation pages. But the one thing that we can control is how we treat our donors, how we talk to them, how we relate to them. So as fundraisers, we tend to overemphasize the importance of the thing that we can control. But the data really says that what's even more important, or at parity, is that how well your pages are looking, as well as how it's tied directly to the brand message that you have as an organization. Now, when we look at high earners, so 81% of high earners want a streamlined donation experience. Part of this is related to the branding aspect of it being consistent with how your pages look through your donation process. The other part is how you automate it, how you make it really easy for folks. But either way, what the data says is that high earners, as well as just mass donors, what they really want is to have a consistent and cohesive donation experience to support your organization. Now, for something special today with our webinar, I crunched the data even more. So I actually looked at the data sets that we collected as part of the Giving Study. And one of the interesting things is that we found that donors who prioritize a branded donation experience, so these are the 75%, the folks that say, hey, I'm more likely to donate because I'm donating on a branded donation page instead of a generic out-of-the-box clutter of a donation form. So those type of donors say that they are 45% more likely to continue donating for over 5 years. What this really means for you, to boil it down, is that donors who appreciate a branded donation page, which are the vast majority of donors, they tend to be retained as a donor for a really long time. So there's high donor retention. So just to boil it down, branding is really important, not only to provide a consistent message and to be on the same page as you do your communications and marketing, but when it comes to fundraising, it's actually super important because it drives not only more donations, but also it increases the donor retention of your donors. Stand for Social Review, in one of their big studies, says that strong branding enables organizations to articulate their mission and values more effectively, increasing their impact and ability to attract donors, volunteers, and partners. This is great. Yes, it's super fluffy, but again, as fundraisers, it boils down to if you have strong branding, you'll get more donations. So we know that for a fact. The data says it, outside studies say it, and then our gut says it too, where strong branding equals better fundraising results. But today, there's a branding disconnect. So I actually find it nearly impossible for a lot of organizations, especially fundraisers that are very siloed in their jobs, where they don't have a great support from their team structure, where fundraising sits in one department, communication sits in another, finance sits in another, and design and development and IT is just like somewhere else on a part-time basis. Because of this, as one of the reasons, it's nearly impossible for fundraisers to create a robust donor experience that's fully branded with the process and systems we have today. So what this really means is that I fundamentally believe there's a failing in technology and systems today that fundraisers and nonprofits use. It's really geared towards solving specific problems, but doesn't solve the big opportunity that we have over here, which is to capture easy branding, cohesive storytelling in a way to drive donations. Forms that are out of the box are very transactional, they're very generic. The donation pages that you get from the CRMs are just an afterthought that are developed by the CRMs that folks use. The other piece of it too is it's a costly process. In order for fundraisers to really develop something that's geared towards a specific story or a specific idea, they either have to do it themselves, that are trying to figure out how to code, how to design, or they have to hire somebody to do some custom development. Any kind of type of custom development just takes a lot of time. And then folks who do fundraising just don't have a lot of time to spare on those activities. It's better for them just to build a relationship with somebody. It's easier for them to control. The implication of these two issues is that fundraisers and nonprofits, we just find it really hard to tell the stories that we want to tell. And as such, it's really difficult for us to tell great stories and to inspire donors. So this is where not only my frustration as just being a founder at CauseVox and just seeing a lot of nonprofits just have to stumble through this, but also just my belief that storytelling yields more donations just through the data that we collect from the study as well as just from anecdotally. One of the things that we focused on for the past few months is just refreshing and redesigning how we approach site design as well as donation page design. CauseVox in the past, as well as other fundraising platforms, we like to do things very generically, just so we can scale really well, meaning that a lot of pages just look the same, a lot of sites just look the same, partially because it's really difficult to provide easy customization as well as reliability and maintenance at the same time. It's a fine line that needs to be balanced. One of the things that we're able to solve in the past few months is being able to plug in a whole refreshed, easily customized site designer so that folks can create donation pages that are fully customizable without any type of coding knowledge and without having to go through an outside developer or designer. We've launched this intuitive site and page designer as a way for folks to easily drag and drop modules so they can figure out, okay, what is the cake that I want to build as my donation page? And what are the layers of the cake? And how do I really stack it in a way that makes sense, that helps me tell a narrative? So with our site designer, we have a new drag and drop modules. We have flexible layouts, so you can use it for any type of use case, whether it's just a generic donation page, an annual fund, an annual gala, or a peer-to-peer fundraising campaign. And you can fully brand this, so your message in your story comes first. But what this really means is that we built a site designer and a page designer in our platform, but then we married it up with fundraising so that the site design and communication is directly connected to the fundraising. So you can plop in donation forms, event ticketing forms, you can plug in mobile wallets, as well as you can plug in peer-to-peer fundraising all into the site designer so that you provide a cohesive experience for your donors, but then also an easy way for nonprofits to create these pages on the fly with no coding and no design knowledge. So without kind of just talking about too much about this, I think it's easier to just kind of show you how you connect your branding aspect of what you do and storytelling with actually designing and creating donation pages on our platform. So I can hand it over to Jenna to take you through some few examples.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob. I can share my screen now. I'm excited that I get to do the show and tell portion. This is always the fun part. So yeah, I'm gonna sort of bring what Rob said to life now with these amazing examples of donation forms, pages, and campaign sites. So I just want you to, as you watch and observe here, try to note all the different customizations that you can see between the different campaigns. And I'm going to try to make note as well. So yeah, we can see how each one is very unique. So the first one we have here is for New Life International. This is a standard donation page that they would put on their website. We have a bit of text here for explanation about like introducing the idea of the necessity of clean, safe water for everyone. We have a donation form with two different types of donations, one-time recurring options here with the customized messages for impact of donation. And included here is, of course, all of your mobile wallets right on the form. Here, we've got PayPal, Venmo, credit, debit, Google Pay, Apple Pay, bank, ACH bank transfer. A nice thank you message for their generosity to all the donors, a quick Q&A panel here, really just like ties things up nicely, giving the donor a comprehensive view of their donations, and then a way to get connected further to the organization. We have a customized footer and navigation bar, so you can see, they can navigate out to even different URLs within their website, so that this standalone donation page is fully equipped to carry the brand look and feel and messaging from New Life International. Now we're going to transition over to a fraternity site donation page. So you can see the color is completely different. We have a different type of font here, the serif font, different accent colors on the donation form, a different tribute option here. So yep, no more descriptions on the tiers. So this is more tailored to like their type of donor. We have higher donation values, right? Up to $5,000. And these values can be all customized as you see fit, right? So we have these sections here, right? A text section, a donation form section, and another text section. And these form the building blocks of your page. And we're going to get into this more in the editor section as well. Transitioning over to like a Giving Tuesday campaign. I know that's coming up. So I don't know if anybody out there is trying to set up their Giving Tuesday landing page or donation page, but here are just a couple ideas for a comprehensive, like a campaign site with peer-to-peer. Right, so we've got the top part for a logo. You have a header section here that I've added as a single text block. And then I added the hero here, right? This is just an example campaign that we've created for you guys. So we have a donate button really right embedded onto, integrated in the site with a quick designation to peer-to-peer fundraisers, makes it really easy to make that donation, right? Here's your appeal text that can be customized accordingly with any graphics, video, text, your peer-to-peer, your leaderboard is here. You can arrange teams, fundraisers, and organizations. Quick update section, and then the donation wall, right? So this one has a different look, feel, more opportunity for different types of storytelling, right? You can customize with single column text, two column text, one with a sidebar here, etc. And we are constantly innovating all the different types of building blocks that you can put together. This is a different type of Giving Tuesday campaign with one of our organizations, Spur Local, and I'm really excited for their upcoming Giving Tuesday campaign. We've really set them up here with a nice countdown counter, way to search for different nonprofits that donors can donate towards and also fundraise on behalf of. Again, so this again gives it a different look and feel. We have a nice background image behind here for the header, more information and a photo, some just infographic kind of ways to showcase the different information and how they can navigate the site. And then, the Giving Tuesday logo, etc. So you can link out on our navigation through the through the top nav and the footer nav bar. You can link out to other external URLs or even within the site navigation. So within the pages that are connected to a site, and here is just an example of one of those static pages that you can connect to your landing page, your campaign site. So here's just a couple of blocks of text modules here. So you can see how easily you can customize this up. Moving on to a different type of campaign. This one is more of like your walk, run, race that you can put together and, add a video, multiple graphics or videos here for the hero image. And then this one is also, a way to donate here, has a way to donate, a way to designate to a team page, fundraiser page. We have a pledge option on this form if you want to optimize for large gifts long-term. A way to join the team as a personal fundraiser. It links directly to the portal, and then a way to share out to social media. And then we have this customized graphic, a 2-column text for event details. We have another section here for sponsors, and then of course the leaderboard. This is pretty standard, but basically the customization comes in that you can, customize your colors and the order accordingly and sort of shape the way you want to narrate your how you want to customize the narrative, right? We have a ticket option here in case you want to get up and running for any upcoming event, ticketed events. So maybe it's like a gala or like a wine and cheese party, or, it could even be something for a peer-to-peer campaign and you want to charge ticket prices. So if we go in the back end and we say we want to customize one of these, so say we want to customize, we're in the walk race here, right? So let's say we want to move our sponsor logo up, right? We want to really highlight our sponsors, and I want to put it up closer to the top. So right now it's after the event details. I'm going to go in and make a quick change in the design section right here. So now let me just walk you through this. I think Rob mentioned, we have this new editor. So basically, the defaults up here and the navigation and the footer and the portal details, these are all sort of like, this is like the frosting, right? So you have your customizable colors that can be applied as the default colors across the campaign, as well as your default call to action buttons. And you just set these up, your font here, body font, the title that's shown in the browser bar when it's searched in a web browser. So this is, your frosting. You have a way to customize the footer and the navigation bar, and also your portal information. So when supporters are logging in to participate, either as a fundraiser, or maybe your donors are logging in to check on the status of their donation history, you have a way to customize the message that they see when they log in. And then we go into the core pages, and these are the layers of your cake. So I've shown you just, the home page, right? This would be the home page of your core pages here. If you click onto a personal page, that would drop you to one of the personal page, the personal page section. And so you can build out each section according to how you want it to look. So my homepage has a hero module. It has a single column content module, a 2-column content module, single, etc. So I think my logos are in this 1-column content. So I'm going to go back to the modules, and I'm just going to move this single column up a little bit here. Let's see what that made it look like if I scroll or refresh my page. Now the sponsors show up right beneath this, celebrate our amazing dog section. Maybe I want to remove the frequently asked questions. Okay, so I'm going to go back into this example donation page, site settings, design, go to my home core page, and then I am going to delete or disable this one section here. This is the frequently asked questions. So yeah, you have a way to, of course, edit each module, and then you have a way to either disable them, which means you can retain the data that you added. So you can maybe enable it another time, make it show up on the page at a different time, or just delete it entirely. By removing and deleting the module, you'll lose the data and the content of that module. So I sort of like disabling the modules because it saves that module just in case you want to put it back into your page later. So if I refresh my page, there we go. We have some intro text, the donation form, the thank you message, and get connected. So you can kind of play around with the layout, look and feel, and the customization pretty easily with this new editor. So yeah, I just wanted to briefly share that with you all and invite Rob back for some Q&A.
Yeah, I think one of the things why we built it this way is just because a lot of folks who run fundraising campaigns on our platform, they always ask our team, "Hey, can you add this section? Like, can you add like a sponsor like wall, or can you remove like the recent donor listing?" I think for folks that we've learned, for nonprofits that we serve, we learned that a lot of folks just have unique fundraising unique ways to fundraise, unique ways to message, because they know their audience the best. And there's not really a one size fits all solution when it comes to fundraising. So one of the aspects that we really love about the new editor is just this ability for folks to add in different modules and layouts as they see fit, and easily remove certain aspects of the page as well that they don't want. So this way, the fundraiser who knows the organization, knows the donors, can easily design their page without having to depend on an IT person or depend on their marketing person. They can just do it themselves very quickly. How we envision folks really using this is just fundraisers just having the ability to spin up very personalized, very customizable donation pages for certain audiences or certain donors or certain events where campaigns are doing, as well as just the ability to modify their fundraising pages and campaign sites as fundraising progresses. So then they can really tailor the experience for their donors, provide something a lot more customizable. So off that bit, let me go back to my slides over here. I can find them. Here we go. All right, so just to kind of wrap up our presentation here, and then go into a Q&A, which we'll be happy to answer any questions. Again, with CauseVox, you can unlock modern fundraising. Check us out, CauseVox.com. And as you're thinking about branding and how it relates to your fundraising, one of the things I encourage is just thinking about your story. And the story is one of the most important pieces. And one of the things I've learned as I ran the CauseVox Giving Study in the past few months is that storytelling is the number one, the number two, and number three top fundraising tactic that donors really want from their nonprofits in order for them to compel the donors to give. So organizations that focus on storytelling, they do a better job of converting donors to make a donation. So think about your story. The other thing too is think engagement. When we think about fundraising, a lot of times we think about, okay, great, we need to work on our appeal, we just need to send it out. But then we don't focus enough time on keeping in touch with our donors, as well as providing them with a consistent message and consistent brand experience. So think about that and how you can integrate it into your year-end fundraising specifically. And lastly, think in your donor's shoes. So as you kind of look at where you are today, as well as where you want to be, one of the things I encourage is taking a look at the donor experience. How many clicks does it take for them to go through to make a donation? But also more importantly, is as you read your donation page in your campaign site, does it really compel you? If you're a first-time donor to take action, whether it's creating a fundraising page when you're doing peer-to-peer, or buying a ticket, or even just making a donation or a multi-year pledge, does it really do that? So there's some best practices. And let's open it up for Q&A when it comes to our webinar. We'll be happy to stay on for a few minutes and answer any questions that we have. So feel free to use the chat function or the Q&A function over here. Oh, and just loop back on the first question. It looks like the furthest people calling in are from the East Coast, so not too far today. Sometimes we get some international folks. All right. Question is from our audience. Do current CauseVox customers and users have access to the new site editor? Jenna, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Yeah, so currently it's by a case-by-case basis. So if you're interested in learning more about our editor, you can feel free to email us at support@causevox.com, and we can give you access to the feature, which is the new editor. Whenever you'd like. So yeah, feel free to email us at support@causevox.com, and we can get you set up in your account.
Yep. So it's on the beta right now. So we'll have to provision it into your account. It doesn't take too long. It takes about a day for us to unflag your account with that. So feel free to just email us support@causevox.com. We'd love to provision it into your account so you can set up a new donation page or a campaign site. There is no extra charge at all. This is just included with whatever pricing and plan that you're on at CauseVox. If you are a new user, then you can have access to this as well. So feel free to just ping us after you create an account at CauseVox. All right. Also, just to answer kind of another question. So you all seen kind of a collection of modules. So there's kind of a hero module, a single column text, like 2-column text, left, right kind of sections. We are releasing additional modules as time progresses. So if you're using our new site designer, if you're looking for something specific, then feel free to let us know. We'll be happy to flag that as a feature request so we can put that into our development process to release additional modules for your fundraising. Right. Any other questions today? All right, great. Well, it looks like we're pretty close to time, so we did a pretty good job over here. We will be sending out the slides as well as the video within the next 24 hours. So feel free to look at that. If you do have any questions, feel free to contact us, support@causevox.com, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks so much for your time today.